This is Mongolian Mindset, and today we're going to be doing Victoria Justice for one of our moderators. They recommended we do her. We're going to use Linda Barrens Interaction Styles and Temperament combined with cognitive functions to figure out her actual personality type. So the monkeys over at Personality Database has her as an ENFJ. Okay, let's go to the chart. Okay, so ENFJs are direct. They're initiating, they're affiliative, their interest, their outcome, their abstract, their FETI, and NISE. Okay, if she meets those standards, we'll call ENFJ. If she doesn't, you guys know what we'll do. Okay, so we have these metrics here. These are the metrics: initiating versus responding. That's going to be the extroverted versus the introverts. So are they initiating conversation? Are they feel very good leading the conversation? Are they changing the subject? So what this looks like is that extroverts, brain wiring is in the front of the brain, so they're quick to respond or change subjects. As in responding are introverts, so the information has to travel to the back of the brain. So they will primarily be responding in situations. They won't change the subject, and they'll be staying on task, so they'll be reflecting. That's more of a responding role. All right, you got abstract versus concrete. Abstract is all about the what if, contextual things outside the five senses, philosophies, theories, that type of thing. And then you got the concrete. It's all about the what is, staying pretty dry, talking about experiences, nothing outside of the five senses. Essentially, it's just pretty much dry, boring. Then you got systematic and interest. Systematic is all about the best way of doing something. It's all about using structures or systems to get control over their life. Then you have interest. Interest people are all aware of what they get out of a situation. They're always going to be checking in on people's behaviors or their motives behind something. They don't have a system for things. They just pretty much do things based off an interest-based thing. So they don't really have a system for things, or they don't stick to systems. Then you have direct versus informative. Are they specific, concise, and to the point? Direct people generally like to tell people what to do, very forceful with their language. Then informative is kind of vague, wordy, passive, beating around the bush, extra wordy. It's not. They don't generally like to tell people what to do. What they're primarily trying to do is give information and allow other people to make the decision of what to do. Okay. Primarily they take a one down role. They don't choose their role in the conversation as a direct person chooses their role in the conversation. Then you got pragmatic versus affiliative. Pragmatic is all about a utilitarian mindset. It's all about being rebellious or contrarian, liking freedom, break rules and then ask for forgiveness. While affiliative is all about doing the right thing. It's about cooperation. It's about interdependence. It's all about the collective. It's all about, I say doing the right thing. I think I said doing the right thing. Then you got outcome versus progression. Where is their focus lie? Is it on the end product, or are they looking at the progression of the journey? Progression people enjoy the journey of things, and they'll put the journey over the outcome. While outcome people don't care about the journey, they care about the outcome. They'll be talking about that, and a lot of times outcome people, it's kind of like the screeching stops because it's just outcome to outcome to outcome. In progression people, it kind of flows very well, like a wave. Then you have SE and NI. SE is all about manipulating the environment. So in that perspective, they're going to be talking about what other people are doing. They're going to be talking about memory totems, that type of thing. And then NI is always about the best path forward, what will happen, what's most likely to happen, what is the future. Future focus is also abstract as well. And then you got SI. SI is all about the past. They're going to reference the past and make sure like things are accordingly to today. They like to be comfortable. They don't like to be uncomfortable. They like to pretty much stay doing pretty much the same things. Higher the SI, the more they're gonna be about that. Stability is number one thing for them. Then NE is all about the possibilities. It's just the collective. And then you got TET, all about outside sources. It's all about statistics, just order in the environment. It's more of a TE thing. And then FI is all about what's important to that person, what's their values. And then TI and FE is all about understanding. TI is all about the understanding the logical frameworks and applying that to a leverage. And FE is understanding other people's values, what they care about, how they feel, things like that. So that's the metrics there. And guys, if you enjoyed the content, please subscribe. We are trying to get our subscriber count up. Every subscriber helps. And comment below a celebrity you want typed. We do have the Mega Live this Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern. All you have to do is join the group. I'll be dropping a link to that, and we'll get on there. And what that looks like is we'll be talking about our goals that we accomplished last month and the goals that we're accomplishing the following month. So that's going to be very special. It always is. And it's right before my birthday, so June 2nd. And we still are doing free typing sessions. So all you have to do to get that is join our Facebook group or Discord, and then message Cody, and he will get back to you with the times that are open. But let's get into this. And comment below what you think our type is.
I'm Kristen Maldonado from Pop Culture Planet. It's great to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. I like your shirt. It's very fun.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Now, this movie was crazy. I was not expecting where it went. And so I got to hear from you, like, what drew you to The Tutor, and what was it like working with this cast?
First of all, the cast is a huge part of what drew me to The Tutor.
She's coming off the rig.
I mean, Noah, incredibly talented, wonderful. Garrett, super talented. Jordan Ross, our director, is incredible. I loved working with him. But I think like what obviously drew me first to the project was reading.
I love working with him. I feel like that fire.
The script. One of my favorite genres is
one of my favorite
good thriller.
Genres. I say fire.
I love thrillers, and so I was excited about that. And when I read the script, it very much like kept me guessing. I didn't know where it was going, what was going to happen next. And I feel like a lot of the times when I read scripts, I'm kind of good at figuring out like where it's going to go.
Figuring out where it's going to go. So that's it.
With this one, I really couldn't, and I didn't see things coming. So I love that about it. Also, I love the character of Annie. You know, she is really just like an innocent in this film. She's has pure intentions. She is Ethan Garrett's girlfriend. I'm pregnant in the movie. That's a first for me. I've never played a pregnant character, which also just added a lot of layers.
That's a first for me. I never played a pregnant woman, so it's FI.
And vulnerability to playing her. You know, she really is like at her most vulnerable. Her hormones are raging. She's emotional. There's a lot going on. There's a nice little character arc there. So between the script, the amazing cast, the amazing director, and it filming in Alabama. I love Alabama, to be honest.
I love Alabama, filming in Alabama. So it's TFI. It's TFI. So TE and TFI. There we go. So with that being said, that eliminates 8 types. You can't be an INFJ, ENFJ, INTP, ENTP, ISFJ, ESFJ, ISTP, or ESTP, because she is a TFI user. She knows what's important to her. As you can see in the first little bit. We're only a minute in.
Filming in Birmingham was wonderful, and they have like surprisingly a really great like food scene there. And so in my downtime, I would spend a lot of time eating at like different restaurants, and I had a great time, and it was just a wonderful experience.
And it's so funny because I was going to ask you, you know, there's so many, you know, actors that we have grown up with, and now it's like so crazy to be like, wait a minute, we're all growing up together, kind of getting to different stages in your life where like you can be playing a pregnant woman. Like, I don't know, it's just kind of
I know it's probably weird for people in a way to like, you know, they watch me on Netflix when I was like 17, 18, I'm victorious, like bopping around, and then I'm like, boop, now I got a baby. I mean, it's been so long since that show, obviously, too, but yeah, it's really exciting to be able to push myself and play new characters like this. And And yeah, I do feel like my audience has kind of like grown up with me, and they're ready to see me
my
take
audience,
on different characters and
they see this, they see that, SE,
new roles and more mature roles, and you know, just where I'm at in life and where these characters could go. It's all very fun.
And this film really makes you question things, right? It's like, you know, can you really trust someone that you're close to? Like, you know, and trust is really huge. So, like, how do you establish trust in your own life?
How do I establish trust in my own life? That's a great question. I mean, I think like trust really is, you establish trust by the actions of the other person, you know? What they say and do to make you feel like you can trust them. But it's less about the words and I think more about the action.
You got your start on Nickelodeon as a child star, and in this film you're acting alongside Noah Schnapp, who, you know...
Okay, she's direct. She's direct. So the T-E direct types are still on the board. T-E direct, so that means she's going to be an S-T-J or a N-T-J because she's direct and she's T-E-F-I, so that's either E-S-T-J, E-N-T-J, I-S-T-J, or I-N-T-J. Just because she's direct and she's T-E-F-I.
Another child star who grew up on Stranger Things, and I'm just curious, like, do you have tips on how to navigate those pressures at like such a young age?
I don't think Noah honestly needs any tips from me. Like, I think he's doing just fine. He's killing it, and he is very grounded and has his head on his shoulders and is a lovely person. But I mean, in general, any tips on, I guess, navigating child stardom? What would I say? I don't know. I think for me, like, I feel very lucky because I have always had a very strong support system. I'm really close to my family, very close to my parents. My mom has always been very involved in my life. And so I think like having that throughout all those years was always very important to me and kept me
very important to me. That's F5.
Grounded. I think the most important thing is the people that you surround yourself with. I think it's easy when you do hit a certain level of fame and whatnot to
fame, F-I-T-E-F-I,
have like yes people around you and people that just want to be like, yes, you're amazing, like whatever, and kind of ride on those coattails. And I think it's important to be like discerning about like, okay, who is like real here, like who's really gonna be here, like, and people will show you that too, you know.
SE loyalty.
Who, when I'm, you know, I'm on the highest of highs now, but when I come down, like, who's still around? And like, those are the people that you need to keep around.
You know, we've known you've had an incredible voice for years, you know, from Victorious to Rocky Horror, which I love. And you've also been working on new music, and rumor has it an album as well. So like, what can you tell us about that?
It's really exciting. I love making music. It's such a huge
I love making music.
Passion of mine. I've been in the studio working on stuff, and I have a collection of songs already that I'm excited to put out. I'm excited to put a bunch more music out this year. And yeah, I mean,
this woman ain't got an outcome in mind at all. This woman ain't got an outcome in mind at all.
The next single that I'm gonna put out, I don't want to give too much away yet, and I'm still like sort of deciding on all the details of everything, but I will say, like,
she had to decide. That's progression.
You know, I write most of my own music, and so it's all like comes from a very real kind of personal place, and that's my favorite music. And also my favorite artists are the people that are honest and vulnerable. And
honest, vulnerable, TFI.
I think that's what makes us feel like connected as humans and feel like we're not alone. And so if I can achieve that in any way and make people connect,
talking about achievement. TFI.
To some of those emotions, then I feel like I've done my job, and I'm excited for people to hear the new stuff. I'm very proud of it.
That's awesome. And now, you know, it's no secret that you're half Puerto Rican. I am too, but people are still surprised by that, to find that out about you. And, you know, I think it's so cool to, you know, be able to have grown up with characters of yours like Lola Martinez, like Troy Vega, that,
she didn't even interrupt that girl. And we're getting responding, asterisk side of it, and she's got a couple points for progression, so it's looking like she is a introvert.
Are Latino at their core, regardless of whether you see that on screen or not. But I'm curious what that means to you to kind of represent for that community.
Oh my God, it's amazing. I mean, I feel like, no offense, but like I've always said, like being Puerto Rican, I feel like is my better half, you know, like, I don't know, I've always.
Some F for you.
I love being Puerto Rican. I love the culture. I love the food. It's just, I love it. And so I think to be able to play those sort of characters and to have, you know, kids who can look at me and be like, oh, I relate to this person, or I kind of look like this person, or, you know, whatever it may be, just to have that representation, I think is so important. And if I can do that in any kind of small way, then that's wonderful. And I would that makes
talking about impacting others. Makes me
very, very proud and very happy.
I gotta ask, obviously there's a Zoe 101 reboot coming up, and the show was a really breakout for you. What made this kind of not the right time to kind of return to that, though?
I think I had a lot going on at the moment, to be honest, and timing wise, it was just hard to kind of make it all work. It was not because of a lack of love for the cast and for that show. You know, I'm so grateful to, you know, that whole time in my life and for being on that show. Zoe 101 is kind of like what put me on the map in that whole world. And
put me on the map. Yeah,
best time making it, and I love that cast so much. Each of them, like they all hold a very special place in my heart. So I really wish I could have been there, to be honest. I'm sad that I missed out on it because I really do love each of them, but I'm sure the film looks amazing. I was in contact with all of them and talking to Jamie a lot, and so I know the movie's going to be awesome, and I'm just like, I'm rooting for them so hard, and I can't wait to see it.
Before we wrap up, I gotta share. I dug this out from the depths of my home. I had spoken to Harvey Guillen a little while back, and he said he still had one, so I wanted to see if you were in the club and you had one too.
And oh my God! I don't have one here, but I have it at another place. That's so funny. How do you have that? Did they just send those out like when we were doing press a while ago?
You know, I work at MTV as well on the social team, and so I was there when this was on, and I was like hyped for the show because I was like, I love you, I love R.L. Stine, and I don't know, I still have it, and so I was searching everywhere, and I was like, I have to bring it out.
That is so funny. To be honest with you, I don't even know if that's my eye. Oh, I think it might be, but I'm not sure. Maybe. Whoever's eye it is, nice eye.
But yeah, I had to bring it out. I mean, eye candy is like kind of another thriller of yours that we all love. So.
I love eye candy. I love making eye candy, and you know, it's really cool. Even though it's been years since that show aired too, and unfortunately we only got one season, but like people really loved that show and wanted to see more of it. And so I still see comments to this day of people saying like, we want like eye candy season 2 or eye candy reunion, and I'm like, oh, I love that. People love that show.
Yeah. And so many incredible people from that show. You, Harvey Guillen, Keirsey Temperaments, just everybody's doing amazing things.
Yeah, that whole cast also was so wonderful, so talented, and just lovely humans. So yeah, I love them all. I'm so happy for everyone.
Yeah, everyone's killing it. You're killing it. Congrats on this movie. I'm so excited for people to see it, and thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Kristen. It was nice talking to you.
You too.
All right, it's looking like this woman's an INTJ. We just need a little bit more. Sounds like you are an INTJ. Toys R Us. I'll take it.
What's up, guys? I'm Jocelyn Davis. You are back at Clever TV. It's 2013 and our first chat with Victoria Justice this year.
Yes, I'm so excited. It's so good to see you guys. Happy 2013.
I'm excited, not only just to see you, of course, but also because you have some exciting news. We're on the set of a photo shoot for what exactly?
For my tour for the summer of 2013. It's called Here's to Us, my Here's to Us tour. I came up with the name, well, not the name of the song, but Yeah, I'm super excited. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I can't wait to see everyone.
Well, before we get to the nitty-gritty about the tour, talk to us a little bit about the photo shoot, because you've changed, you've had a few different looks, right?
Yeah,
this is
like my
super
third
cute.
look, or my second look. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, you know, my vibe on stage, I typically don't wear skirts, actually, so it's odd that I'm wearing one right now. But it's just kind of like edgy and fun and, you know, just comfortable.
Move and
So
dance
I can just go
and
crazy
stuff.
in, you know?
Exactly.
I'm very physical on stage, so.
I love it.
Yeah.
So, okay, talk about the tour a little bit. I know it's going to be kicking off all over North America in June, right?
Yes.
What can we expect?
What can you expect? Well, I want it to be like one big party, you know? And I think it's just gonna be a lot of fun. You can expect to hear songs from Victorious, some covers that I'm really excited about, and it's kind of like a farewell tour to like Victorious in a way, you know what I mean? So I'm doing a bunch of those songs, and it's just gonna be a good time.
Yeah, how's that feeling, by the way? Saying goodbye. You still have, a little time ahead on the journey of saying goodbye to Victorious.
Yes.
And this is such a special way to be able to actually interact with your fans when you're performing a live show.
It's amazing.
How is that different than, performing when you're acting on a Nickelodeon show?
Well, I mean, the energy of just having the crowd there is incredible, and it's different when we're on stage. I mean, I love acting and I love comedy, but there's like a laugh track, so it's not it's not that genuine feeling. And being on stage and seeing everyone there, especially when people mouth the words to the songs, and when I look down into the crowd, it's like the sweetest thing.
So I know last year in 2012 you had this year of first.
That's a C. All right, we're done. She's an INTJ. She kind of reminds me of Jenna Ortega to a degree. Just some point there. Yeah. So she is an INTJ and not an ENFJ. She's responding. She is pragmatic as well. She's progression. She's SENI and abstract. That's INTJ for you. Bada bing, bada boom. And this Mongolian Mindset, and we are out.